So welcome back students. So today we are going to just end up the chapter. There's a last topic of the chapter and that is about the ASCII code. So now ASCII, which stands for that is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, that's the full form. So American Standard Code for Information Interchange. What exactly is this? That is the ASCII 7 can represent 128 characters out of 7 bits. 3 are the zone bits and 4 are the numeric bits. Okay, so what it means is, children, that basically uh, what are these characters, what are ASCII codes is basically your keyboard. It is much related to your keyboard. So you have your keyboard in front of you, and so you press any key and then the computer kind of is going to respond to you accordingly to the key that you have pressed, isn't it? So there are many key operations that you perform. For typing purpose also you're going to use the keyboard, right? So the key that you press, suppose if I press A, so it is going to, and if I'm working on MS Word, so it is going to display A. So now it is very much clear to you that as we have gone through this chapter, that everything in computers is into binary, right? Computer only understands the binary language. So when we give some input to the computer through the keyboard, so when we press A, so computer is not going to take that as A. Computer is going to take the input in form of some binary code, and those codes are called as, the ASCII code. So this is a standard American code for information interchange that is used throughout the world. This is the same code that is used for every keyboard. That is what it means. So every keyboard that you purchase has the same ASCII standard, that is American Standard Code for information interchange. So information interchange means you're giving A, but they interchanging it into binary, and then that goes to the CPU, then CPU gives you the output. That is what it means. So out of, there are total 7 bits. 3 bits are for the zone area, and the 4 are the 3 are for the zone bits. Okay, it is just a zone bit, and the 4 are the numeric bits. Altogether this is just the 7-bit code that is there in the ASCII code. Okay, so 0 means 011, and then 0000. This is the entire number actually, understand this. Okay, this is the number. So if I go to A, capital A, so this is capital A, children. This is the code that is being fed to the CPU. So when you press capital A, this is the code that goes to the CPU. This is what I want to tell you. Similarly for capital B, this is the code. Okay, and this is a ASCII 7 and this is a ASCII 8. The difference is this is a 7-bit and this is a 8-bit. Okay, as it is given that ASCII 8 can represent 256 characters. So this can represent more characters as compared to the ASCII 7. And why so, children? Because there is one extra bit, that is, this is a 8-bit, and when there is more bits available, we can fit in more data, so we can represent more data. So 256 characters can be represented with this 8-bit. Okay, so this is just not really the important part of the chapter, but yes, you should have the knowledge of this. Okay, so 256 characters, this is 7-bit and this is the 8-bit. Then also we have the for the small characters also, but they are not given for the small characters. So we have all the characters, children. For the small cases also we have the codes. Okay, they have just given few of them out here. So these are the standard codes that is used for your keyboard. Now there was one more code, that is the code is the ISCI code, which stands for the Indian Standard Code for Information Interchange. So what they have written is a lot of efforts have gone into facilitating the use of Indian languages on computers. So this was the effort that was put to come up with the own Indian languages in the computer, inside the computer. So that Indian languages like Hindi, and other languages can be used. So in 1991, the Bureau of Indian Standards adopted the ISKI. So you can understand where did it started. It started in 1991 in India. It is an 8-bit code which allows English and Indian scripts alphabets, means Hindi or any other language, use simultaneously. Characters coded in ISKI needs 8-bit for each character. Okay, now this is the thing of the past, children. We are not using this particular ISKI code now. Basically, maybe in the government offices or in the government sector this code is used, but we are actually, or I the codes, like we have fonts, so which also use some codes, but this is a ISKI code which is used for the keyboard. Okay, basically, so we are not using this key code, we are only using the ASCII code. Okay, and this is the ASCII code is something that is used universally everywhere it is used. This was done for the Indian purpose, but and they have not given any table, so I've just done some Wikipedia for you, and these are the codes. These are the ISKI codes. It is simple Wikipedia in front of you, and you can see that A character and all that. Okay, so this is a Devanagari script, so you can type in that. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and you can see this is the Devanagari script, right? To facilitate this, we had this ISKI code, but now what is happening is we are actually using, in today's time, you can type in any language. You can type in English and convert that into any language using what? Using the Unicode, and this is what has come to picture now. So what is a Unicode? So this is, everyone is using this now. Okay, so Unicode is a new universal coding standard adapted by all platforms, so everywhere it is. So we're not going to use ISKI code, but we are using the Unicodes now. So it is promoted by Unicode, which is a non-profit organization. Fine. So Unicode provides a unique number for every character irrespective of platform, program and language. So what is happening is nowadays, you can easily type in Hindi or with your mobile. Right, so you might be using WhatsApp and all, so you can see like there are a lot of WhatsApp messages now that we have it in Hindi. We can have it in any language, right? Not only Hindi, we can have it in Marathi, we can have it in Tamil, Telugu, every languages it is allowing. So that is Unicode. This is a universal code, and it is not a font that we use, it is a code basically by which we can type in any language, and this is the code that is used everywhere. Okay, so it is a character coding system designed to support worldwide interchange, processing and display the written text into diverse languages. As I said, you can type in English anything and you can convert that into in any other language. For example, if I just take the net and I can simply use, so if you're using WhatsApp and also a lot of Google scripts, transcript is used over there. So if I say transcript, so I mean the Google Translate feature. So if I type anything that I okay, study in Sunbeam Academy, isn't it? So this is, I typed in English and I want to convert this in any, like, see, there are so many languages, children. Now I want to convert that into Hindi. Let us convert that Hindi, and you can immediately see the answer in front of you, and that is amazing, isn't it? See, I typed in Hindi, English. I study in Sunbeam Academy, and it said, "मैं Sunbeam Academy में पढ़ता हूँ." Isn't that amazing? So this is what? This is a Unicode. So this what has come to you. Now you can copy this Unicode and paste it anywhere. It is going to be the same. It is not going to create problems for you. Okay, so this is the same code that is used for the WhatsApp also. It is the same code that goes into your Facebook also. In Facebook also, nowadays you see there are so many posts that is in Hindi or any other languages you can put. So what is that? That is a Unicode. And not only Hindi, I can convert this into Russian. Now this is a Russian. Now this is what it is. I don't know, I cannot read Russian, but I can understand in English that I study in Sunbeam Academy, and this is a Russian. So you can understand that the world has changed so much. This is Japanese. You can see this is Japanese. So what is this? This is Unicode, children. Okay, I hope this concept is very much clear. And this is the same code nowadays we are using everywhere, even in your WhatsApp, in Twitter, in your Facebook, everywhere the same code is used. And that's the reason now we do not require any special, codes for our keyboard, because now it is done with the help of Unicode. So keyboard will be always have the same coding pattern, that is the ASCII code, that is the American standard. Okay, so this is what it is all about, children. So I hope this is clear to you now. This is perfect example that I've given. And yes, then we have some exercises, and you can do this exercises, children. It is pretty simple, I suppose. This is first question. I leave this up to you. Let us just go through some of them very quickly. What does ASCII stand for? What does ASCII stand for, children? ASCII stands for, that is American Standard for Information Interchange, right? American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, fine. So that's the first answer. And then the second question is what? The second question is, let's see, after your exam, student, I might give you the PDF also for this, but you can do it. It's very simple actually. What does the base of a number system means? What does the base of a number system means? The base number system indicates the number of symbols that are used in a number system, right? It actually indicates the symbols that are used for that particular number system. So if it is a decimal number system, so we are going to have 10 symbols, so the base will be 10. If it is a binary number system, it is going to be 2. Why? Because there are 2 symbols. So you can write this answer, children. It's pretty simple. What is base of decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal? What is the base, children? This is what? This is 10, right? Binary is 2, right? Octal is 8 and hexadecimal is what? 16, isn't it? So these are the values, the base values. Let's move further. That is, how many digits are there in binary number system? 2. I said there should be, how many symbols are there? Fine. How many symbols are there in binary number system? 2. Which digits are used in hexadecimal? Which digits, children? 0, 1, goes till 9, right? 0, 1 till 9. And then after that what? After that A, then B, goes till F. Perfect. So 0 to 9 and then A to F. So these are the symbols that are used, right? What is a Unicode and how it is useful? It is very useful in today's time. It is extremely useful, and you can just, I demonstrated you that how it has actually changed the world, the way the world communicates. So today, even if I want to talk to a Japanese, and the Japanese person cannot speak in English, okay, he can only understand Japanese. So what I can do, if I'm chatting with a Japanese, so I can simply type in English, convert that into Japanese and just forward it to him. So anyway, some way we can communicate with each other. With a person that doesn't understand your language, so we can make use of the Unicode and we can communicate with the person. So the world is really changing a lot. So that is the thing. And so that is a Unicode, children. You can definitely, you can write the answer for this. It is at the top. The question is, what is Unicode, how it is useful? So you can write this answer. Unicode is a new universal code standard adopted by all new platforms. Platform means all the devices and the operating systems. Like Windows, it works on Windows, it works on in Linux operating system. If you talk about mobile, it works on Android, it works on Apple, works on every platform, children. iOS, it works on iOS as well for Apple, right? So it works on all the digital machines basically. So that is how it is, Unicode. Then distinguish between ASCII and ASCII. I guess you can definitely write just a few things about and few examples. Just now we have taken this. Do as director. Then this is the exercise part now, children. Yes, this is something that you have to do in your fair copy. So even if you, okay, there are only hardly, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 7 questions are there, so you can do this, right? and you can ignore maybe this one, okay, if you want. It doesn't make much of a sense, and even this is pretty simple and straightforward. So you can do A, B, C, and F you can do, and G you can do, and then you can directly solve this for in your fair copy. Okay, so this is the entire exercise part, children, and that's we have done with the number system, that is a data representation. So hope this is very much clear to you, and then on Monday we are going to, okay, we are going to start with a new chapter. Okay, so I'm keeping it pretty short and simple for today, but start studying, children. Okay, so bye for now.